because we are talking about a stock that has really cracked, and that is PB Fintech. But it is important to highlight this because on a day like this too, PB Fintech is sulking big time. 2 days on a trot now. Harsh has some details about why PB Fintech has fallen for 2 consecutive days. Harsh, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Neeraj. First off, PB Fintech, just to try to break down as to why it's done what it's done. Down nearly 17% now over the last 3 trading sessions, so clearly under pressure. We're going to try to break down right from Q1 FY25, from the con call commentary as to what's played out, just to try and simplify this. So let's pull out the commentary first, let's break it down, let's understand it better. In Q1 FY25, we had the MD, the CEO as well as the co-founder of PB Fintech talk about lifetime value of the customer in insurance. Now, the current revenue model in healthcare is revenue per bed, but he spoke of something very different. He spoke about a shift from revenue per bed to lifetime value of the customer. Now, what this means is that the lifetime value of the customer starts with the customer paying insurance premium, and thereafter at some point of time, that insurance premium doing him good, maybe through claims post a hospitalization. So hospitals, there are three basic players in this entire chain. One is the insurer, one is the distributor, and the third is the hospital. Basically, between these three, all the money is basically made and distributed from either insurance premium or from the hospitalization costs. And what basically Mr. Dahiya said is, how lifetime value gets divided between stakeholders currently is going to be unclear, or is unclear for everybody. But I think unless one develops that at some level, it will be challenging. In fact, in the next 10, 15 or 20 years, when some of these realizations come up for payment, especially from an insurance perspective. So, and therefore, he believes that effort is required to be made with regard to the life of the consumer and making that much more simpler and easier. And that's what he's been focusing on since the last 6 months pre the Q1 FY25 con call. And that's exactly what we're going to try to break down, because what the news actually was PB Fintech is foraying into hospitals. The clarification which came out yesterday was very similar to the Q1 FY25 commentary, in fact referred to the Q1 FY25 commentary as well. Here PB Fintech has said that we believe if claims were quicker and smoother in terms of their experience to the customer, it would increase the number of people buying health insurance. They also say that it would be much better if interests were aligned between insurers and hospitals to give customers amazing claims experience, and we believe that would grow insurance penetration in the country, and a decision, if and when arrived, will be informed to stock exchanges. They've not yet arrived at a decision. They've not suggested anywhere here that they are foraying into hospitals per se. All right, so now let's take views. We had, of course, Bernstein come out with a viewpoint earlier today, and they've suggested that they've kept their target price, they've maintained their outperform rating, and what they've said is PB Fintech is talking about backward integration with hospitals, not into hospitals. And what they are saying is that the founder is convinced that this is the way forward. That is something they seem comfortable with suggesting. The likely plan is to provide hospital bed inventory to customers in Delhi NCR to start off with. And if it works, PB could be the dominant health insurance distributor in the market currently. An actual positive for PB is what they're suggesting. The company has around $650 million of cash on the balance sheet, and therefore that will be used to build this model up, is what Bernstein seems to be suggesting. Last off, some open-ended questions which investors need to keep your eye out on. Will PB Fintech foray into hospitals? Well, that's a question which they've not clearly answered yet. The other one is how much are they willing to invest? They currently have 5,000 crore on their balance sheet in terms of cash. And now, what will the business model be? How will it change? How quickly can it change, right? And how much of a business moat will it create for PB Fintech? So these are some questions which we don't yet have answers to. Maybe that uncertainty creating that kind of 16% fall in the stock price.